Here is my Security News Roundup for the week ending July 14th, 2023. New spyware apps on Google Play with 1.5 million users sending data to China. Two file management apps on Google Play Store have been discovered to be spyware, putting the privacy and security of up to 1.5 million Android users at risk. These apps engage in deceptive behavior and secretly send sensitive user data to malicious servers in China. Prado, a leading mobile security company, has uncovered this alarming infiltration. The report shows that both spyware apps, namely File Recovery and Data Recovery, with over 1 million installs, and File Manager, with over 500,000 installs, are developed by the same group. These seemingly harmless Android apps use similar malicious tactics and automatically launch when the device reboots without user input. Read more at thehackernews.com. Apple issues urgent patch for zero-day flaw targeting iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and Safari. Apple has released rapid security response updates for iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and Safari web browser to address a zero-day flaw that it said has been actively exploited in the wild. The WebKit bug, cataloged as CVE 2023-37450, could allow threat actors to achieve arbitrary code execution when processing specifically crafted web content. The iPhone maker said it addressed the issue with improved checks. Credited with discovering and reporting the flaw is an anonymous researcher. As with most cases like this, there are scant details about the nature and the scale of the attacks and the identity of the threat actor behind them. But Apple noted in a terse advisory that it's aware of a report that this issue may have been actively exploited. Read more at thehackernews.com. New tool exploits Microsoft Teams bug to send malware to users. A member of U.S. Navy's Red Team has published a tool called Teams Fisher that leverages an unresolved security issue in Microsoft Teams to bypass restrictions for incoming files from users outside of a targeted organization. The so-called external tenants, although the Teams Fisher was created for authorized Red Team operations, threat actors can also leverage it to deliver malware to targeted organizations without setting off alarms. A Microsoft spokesperson has sent Bleeping Computer the following comment: "We're aware of this report and have determined that it relies on social engineering to be successful. We encourage customers to practice good computing habits online, including exercising caution when clicking on links to web pages, opening unknown files, or accepting file transfers." Read more at thebleepingcomputer.com. Harvard University web flaw exposes it to remote attacks. A WebLogic server vulnerability with a severity score of 9.8 out of 10 was plaguing Harvard University's courses website, the Cyber News research team discovered. The most obvious and dangerous exploitation scenario is where an attacker can execute arbitrary code remotely without any authentication. By exploiting this vulnerability, the attacker can gain complete control of the vulnerable server and access or modify sensitive data or disrupt business operations, researchers said. The impacted website, course.myharvard.edu, requires users to log in, which means that a successful RCE attack could allow threat actors to obtain user login data. The university responded with a comment after we published the article saying no data was exposed. Harvard has investigated these reports and determined that our systems were not at risk and that no data was exposed, the university representative told Cyber News. Read more at cybernews.com. FTC opens investigation into ChatGPT creator OpenAI. American regulators now appear to be clamping down on generative AI in earnest. The Washington Post has learned the Federal Trade Commission has launched an investigation into OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT and DALL-E. Officials have requested documents showing how the company tackles risks stemming from its large language AI models. The FTC is concerned the company may be violating customer protection laws through unfair or deceptive practices that could hurt the public's privacy, security, or reputation. The Commission is particularly interested in information linked to a bug that leaked ChatGPT users' sensitive data, including payments and chat histories. While OpenAI said the number of affected users was very small, the FTC is worried this stems from poor security practices. Read more at Engadget.com. Latest Mac OS malware can steal your banking information. A new Mac-specific malware called Mac Stealer that may steal passwords, credit card numbers, cryptocurrency wallets, and other information was first observed earlier this year. A third complex Mac malware known as Shadow Vault, Mac OS Stealer, has emerged since a second version of the first version appeared in April. What it can do and how to safeguard your Mac are listed below. The developers of the new Shadow Vault Mac OS Stealer are charging a monthly malware as a service fee, just like the Atomic Mac OS Stealer that first appeared in April. When it was found, Shadow Vault was being sold for $500 for a month. It states that it can retrieve all Chromium-based extensions, passwords, cookies, credit card wallets, and all Chromium-based extensions. Read more at ghacks.net. Chinese hackers breach U.S. government emails using a Microsoft Cloud bug. The attacks have been linked to a threat group known as Storm 0558, which is thought to be a cyber espionage gang that specializes in hacking email networks to obtain sensitive information. The software behemoth has not specified the location of the government organizations. On June 16, 2023, Microsoft began looking into these attacks as a result of consumer complaints about odd Office 365 mail behavior. The business found that beginning on May 15, 2023, Storm 0558 threat actors gained access to customers' accounts that were probably related to approximately 25 entities, including the U.S. State and Commerce Departments. A breach in Microsoft's cloud security affected unclassified systems, according to Adam Hodge, a spokesperson for the White House National Security Council, without providing any further details. Read more at ghacks.net. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. There are a lot of benefits in consuming mushrooms. You can eat them or take them as a supplement. Mushroom health benefits you might not know gives you more insight. Please watch my video on that topic at the link listed. Did you know? Citizens of the Soviet Union began celebrating the defeat of Germany in World War II as soon as it was announced. Less than 24 hours later, the entire country was out of vodka. Do twins ever realize that one of them is unplanned? You do not need a parachute to skydive. You only need a parachute to skydive more than once. The reward of work well done is the opportunity to do more. Thanks to Jonas Salk. I just thought you might want to know. That's a wrap for this week's Cybersecurity News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.